guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I have a very special treat for you guys. So glad that you clicked on this video. I have the MVP of CRL China. That's right, Lciop on, and I've collected the very best matches of Lciop using his very best decks for you guys to try. Of course, every deck that we discussed today, every match that we watched today, the deck links will be in the show notes below for you guys, as with all of my YouTube videos. Whenever you see a deck, it will be there for you guys to click, because who has time to hand copy these decks into our game, right? But anyway, you heard it right. Nova Esports is on their way to perhaps another victory in CRL China, at least in the first half of the year here in the spring season. And again, Lciop MVP, voted CRL China MVP. We just found that out yesterday, and man, he's such a beast. He's been an amazing player for Nova. No surprise, he is the CRL World Finals MVP in 2018 in Tokyo. He came through incredibly in the finals, and he's just such a good player. And I wanted to start with this deck here because you can see with the Valkyrie, okay? It's previously 2.8 Hog Inferno Tower Earthquake cycle with the archers. But no more Knight, no more Ice Golem. Now Valkyrie is best suited for that spot in the deck, especially against a deck like this with Royal Hogs, but not just Royal Hogs. Basically anything swarmy. Barbarians are kind of everywhere right now. Heck, even against Rascals, Valkyrie is good. Valkyrie is just so good right now. Don't you guys agree that Valkyrie is a little bit on the strong side? I don't know. Let me know how you feel about Valkyrie in the comments below. But either way, in my opinion, if you're looking for a good global deck challenge, and maybe you have a little bit of practice, because it's not the highest skill cap deck in the game in my opinion, but it's up there. It's a higher skill cap deck, but it's also, in my opinion, probably this version, probably the strongest deck. There's a reason that we're seeing it again and again and again, whether it be CRL China, CRL Asia, or CRL West. We've seen this deck a ton, the one being played by Lciop. So here we go, already 40 seconds or so remaining here in the match, and we're going to try to save that Valkyrie and the Skeletons every time the opponent here plays the Royal Hogs. I believe that's Numishi from Edward Gaming. I could be wrong there, though. Anyway, Hog goes in for Lciop. He's going to start predictive earthquaking every single time he sends the Hog in. Now, guys, I have a challenge for you, right? While you're watching this video, you tell me, how many mistakes does Lciop make? Because I watched these matches, I could not find many, if any, mistakes. I mean, certainly, sometimes he'll miss the mortar on a predictive earthquake, but he's still getting enough tower damage where it's still worth it. Look at those archers there. He's done this 2 or 3 times inside this match. He places those archers at just the right second, so they split and distract the mortar, preventing any tower damage. You might have noticed that earlier in the stream, in the stream, what are we talking about? In the video as well, guys. So there he takes some damage to the Royal Hogs, but again, nice defense, using that snowball, pushing those Royal Hogs back into the Valkyrie there. So here we go. If you want to learn how to play this deck better, watch Lciop. Want to learn how to play any of these? Wait till you see the next matches. Oh my god. And we're going to end against AU, Aurora, AUK, AU1. You guys know the guy. And this is it. This is the Hog connection that wins the game for Lciop. Almost 40 seconds into sudden death overtime. Let's go into the next match, guys. And here we go. Immediately, through the power of editing, we are inside the next match. And again, I wanted to show you this one because he's going to be playing, in my opinion, probably the best Royal Giant deck in the game right now. It's the Ice Wizard, NATO, Royal Giant deck that we're seeing really everywhere. He's going to be playing against a very unorthodox, a little bit of an off-meta Golem deck in this match. I want you guys to see how he dissects this matchup. And again, if you can find a mistake, you go ahead and let me know about it, because he just plays so brilliantly against a really good player. So again, just going in with that first Royal Giant, starting to see the off-meta cards here at tournament level standard, at least, with the Witch and the Goblin Hut. 2 cards that aren't super popular. Again, I know some of you ladder players are groaning right now. two cards that aren't super popular at tournament level standard right now. So here we go, 1 minute into the match, and yeah, it's a Golem deck. It's a funky one, but Lciop playing things kind of passively here, wants to identify every card in the deck, or at least know what he's going against. I mean, at this point, it's probably safe to say he already knows it's a Golem deck, but he's still better play it safe than sorry here. And they reload with a Goblin Hut, and immediately again, trying to take advantage of the little sliver of health still on that Mega Minion, forces a Witch out of the opponent, and the Royal Giant in a 6-for-5 trade is going to go ahead and finish off that Goblin Hut. So here comes another Witch for the opponent. Obviously not enough Elixir to play like a Golem or anything like that in front of the Witch, as we're approaching about 20 seconds remaining here in single Elixir time. So Icewiz does a nice job cleaning up on defense. Of course, the first 2 minutes of this match, pretty easy, right? Pretty basic. But against this deck in double Elixir time, you're going to see some really awesome play. Again, just really textbook plays here by Lciop, and you're going to see that throughout today's video. There's a reason why this guy is the MVP of the entire league, not just Nova Esports. So here we go again, Royal Giant opposite lane. See how he delayed a little bit in that Royal Giant? He's going to make the opponent spend a little bit of Elixir so they can't fully support this Golem push. Now he's playing against Golem Lightning, so it makes the matchup a little bit more difficult. Look at that. Nice activation there. Knows the opponent doesn't have enough Elixir to really support this push much beyond what they did there. Meanwhile, Barbarian Barrel there to finish off that E-Wiz. So now we have the activated King Tower and the damage advantage. 30 seconds left inside the match here, regulation time at least. Again, we go same lane into that Goblin Hut. You can tell that Lciop does not want these Goblin Huts to start adding up, to start stacking up there. A nice NATO reactively quickly. I think they place the Barbarian at the same time there, but either way, he's going to clean up defensively very nice. Again, they have Lightning, but they don't have enough Elixir to play Lightning. So again, staying aggressive with the defense here, 6 seconds remaining inside regulation. Wait till the Golem gets to the tower to NATO him back. That way, hopefully he doesn't take the death damage. Okay, he did take the death damage. Maybe you could call that a mistake. If we want to be nitpicking, maybe he could have waited a little bit longer on that NATO. So now we sneak a Royal Giant in on the left side. This time again, Fireball comes raining down on that Witch. So look at all the Fireball bait in this deck. Witch, E-Wiz, Barbarians, Goblin Hut, a lot of Fireball bait. So here we go again with the Barbarian on the left tower. That's one swing on the left tower, 11:58, and here comes another Golem push by the opponent. Let's see what Lciop does here. Immediately with the Royal Giant in the opposite lane, he's not going to play around, cycles back with the Skeletons to that Fireball again, forcing an E-Wiz out of the opponent. Now they had to use Bar Barrel, Barbarians, and E-Wiz just to stop that Royal Giant Fireball combo, which is again going to allow the opponent not to be able to, or going to prevent the opponent, excuse me, from executing a huge push and having enough Elixir to Lightning right away. So again here, this time they're not even going to Lightning, again using too much Elixir defending that Royal Giant. Textbook here, not taking any damage again, or very little damage to the right tower. So now that we have the tower down to, well, what was it, 900, 800 or so before that, we're going to go ahead and take our opportunity to use our Fireball a little bit more liberally, and that time going against the Goblin Hut on that left tower. So here comes the Fireball again. Look at this cycle. Having the Skeletons and the Ice Spirit, we can cycle back to that Fireball really quickly there, and we do so. We're going to go ahead and use those Skeletons plus a NATO to play defense. We countered that Golem basically with the Skeletons and a NATO. Not so bad. It's because we went so aggressive again with playing some defense through offense there in the opposite lane push. Only 347 remaining on that right tower. 2 Fireballs will get the job done. We have about $112 remaining here. A little bit. Oh, hey, Icewiz, I got this, man. Tower down, Icewiz. Very good match there by Lciop. Let's go into the next one here against We this time. I think this one might have came, no, I don't know if this was playoffs or not, but either way, you're going to see the bans here. Prince, yeah, CRL China does have bans. Those of you in CRL who are watching CRL Asia and West, Asia and China do have bans. West, which also has Latin America and EU all wrapped in it, and North America, they do not have bans during the spring season. So just noteworthy here when you're looking at these decks to kind of take a peek and see what those bans are. Graveyard in this case, and Prince. Usually it does not affect the deck necessarily, but, you know, just noteworthy when you're copying any of these decks. For example, Lciop banned Graveyard in this match. So he could potentially be running Fireball instead of Poison, knowing that he doesn't have to face Graveyard. Just like little spell choices and stuff like that usually ends up being what is most impacted by banned cards. But in this scenario here, I don't think either of their decks really change at all, given the card bans. So here comes Mega Minion on Mega Minion, and you guys might already be able to tell that it's another Golem matchup. This time, Lciop's playing Golem this time. And again, I want to show you another Golem matchup, this time with Lciop being the one playing Golem, and especially because Lciop is playing the OP Golem deck that I've shared here twice now on the channel. OPK and Helge Andre playing this deck. It is the double dragon deck. He's going against Golem Lightning. That's why I wanted to share this replay, because those of you who might remember that the only deck that OP lost to was Golem Lightning in his live ladder video, so I wanted to see how Lciop handles this matchup, and he does it really brilliantly. He plays the early Lightning value right there with the Lumberjack and the E-Drag. He gets that Lightning out of hand, and look at this defense with the Baby Dragon. Perfect placement, doesn't even take any Golem death damage, takes care of the Baby Dragon, has his Baby Dragon still alive and raged up for a bit here, and we have the damage advantage there. So getting around the Lightning with a deck like this where half of our deck dies to Lightning is really important to know how to do. So here comes opposite lane Dark Prince for the opponent here, and meanwhile we go same lane with the Dark Prince. So Dark Prince, Golem, both lanes here. We're gonna play defense with just the E-Drag. Now they have enough for Lightning in hand, but instead, we're going to try to force them to use that Lightning on defense or not use the Lightning at all. So they start using the Lumberjack to use the Snowball, not enough Elixir to use Lightning anymore. Meanwhile, our E-Drag finished off the Dark Prince, now working on that Golem. We're going to easily get that right tower down. The Lightning is absolutely irrelevant here, but with only 17 seconds remaining, Lciop is going to keep unloading here. Like, why even bother reloading for defense? Let's keep the opponent on their toes here. There's only 10 seconds left. Let's just go ahead and make them play defense, and we'll secure the victory. That's exactly what happens here. Really well played here by Lciop, getting around that lightning spell. Let's go ahead and move into match number 4 for you guys, and we're going to start getting more into Lciop's wheelhouse, more into the bridge spam, P.E.K.K.A decks that you kind of anticipate Lciop playing. So here we go. Alright guys, inside the next match here, and again, the same card bans. I forgot which one he plays in this match, but from here on out, the matches are spectacular. It will not let you guys down. So I love that Golem deck. That's the one that I pushed with last season that we just saw Lciop play. This time he starts out with Baby Dragon, so it's got to be his P.E.K.K.A deck. And this is the deck that he uses to push on ladder. So pay attention because he's just so good with it. So Ram Rider, Baby Dragon, right lane in response to that Rascal. And then Snowball coming down, using the snare to take care of those girl rascals with that Snowball. Then he has his Bandit reloaded for defense here, charging and mitigating that other offensive Bandit's charge. So here we go. Bats come down by the opponent, and no big deal. We're just ready to reload there. But you see, as soon as the opponent played, I think he's going against Three Musketeers here, guys. But as soon as the opponent played the definitely Three Musketeers, right? As soon as they made the commitment to opening up with the Bandit in the back there, he just went hard in the opposite lane, or was it the Rascals in the back? Either way, you just, and look at that Ewis, perfect placement there to counter that Bandit while taking the minimal amount of damage from that Ewis, keeping him alive, forcing on a bar barrel out of the opponent. So again, here, just kind of playing things rather reactively. He does end up taking a couple of Barbarian swings onto his right tower there, halfway through this match, and waiting for the opponent to make their move. Now, here comes the Three Musketeers. Now, Lciop is going to make the decision against Three Musketeers, and I would advise you guys always do the same, is he's always going to use his Lightning against the pump. He's not going to use his Lightning against the Three Musketeers, of course, unless they stop pumping. So here it comes, two Musketeers. Look at this Bandit here. It's going to go ahead and use the invincibility of the Bandit to totally mitigate one of those Musketeers. He will end up taking a couple shots from that one Musketeer, but it could have been much worse here. So now we're pretty much tied in Elixir going into double Elixir time. There goes the pump. Hey, it's time to Lightning there. So Lightning now on both of the towers for Lciop. A slight damage advantage to the opponent opponent now in double elixir time. So here comes Rascal Split in the back, but we're not going to give him time to place the Three Musketeers in back of the Rascals and mount a big push here, knowing that we don't have lightning in hand. That's why he attacks almost immediately in that right lane, forcing more elixir out of the opponent there. And then again, no elixir to Musketeer at that point. So now the opponent decides to pump up again, and he, knowing that Lciop has lightning in hand, and we get more lightning value onto that tower and totally negating the elixir pump. That's why this deck is so good right now with Lightning. Against Three Musketeer, they're back in the meta. Against Golem decks like the one I shared. Big push coming in here. It's time to bring out the P.E.K.K.A, right? P.E.K.K.A's going to make quick work of this push in the left lane. Meanwhile, Baby Dragon does a nice job cleaning up in the right lane. Now they play Three Musketeers. We get, what, one, maybe two, make it, okay, 2 shots with the Baby Dragon in the right lane there. And then we go in with a Bandit here. We're going to go with a Snowball as well. 1 Musketeer is down. And then we have the Snowball out of hand here. So Ram Rider obviously not going to connect there on the left tower. Meanwhile, we have a Battle Ram coming in, and hey, it's time for the P.E.K.K.A again. Always saving that 7 elixir for those counter pushes, especially against bridge spam decks or Three Musketeer. Any decks with Battle Ram, Ram Rider, and you know, any of those spam cards, Bandit, always want to be saving 7 elixir for defense. That way you can lean on that P.E.K.K.A if they decide to go all in spam in one of the lanes. So here we go. Speaking of all in spam, we go with a Snowball, predicting those bats. Doesn't matter. Baby Dragon's there. Baby Dragon is going to clean up a little bit. We did get 1 hit, I think, with a 1 charge with that Ram Rider there, I believe. Either way, we have an E-Wiz ready, excuse me, for the opponent's Bandit, and then we get the Baby Dragon onto that left tower, taking it down to 1598 HP. Baby Dragon cycled in the back for us. Meanwhile, our tower's down to 1404. There's a pump. This time, let's see what we do here. A Battle Ram comes down. P.E.K.K.A is down for the pump. We don't have enough elixir for the lightning for the elixir pump. Excuse me, guys. And then Baby Dragon does a pretty good job Snowball cleaning up in that lane. So now look at this, guys. We have a P.E.K.K.A in the right. Here it comes. Keep an eye on that P.E.K.K.A. Keep it on the Battle Ram. Oh no, he throws his hands up and boom. I wanted to share one kind of funky close match, and this one was it. Obviously, P.E.K.K.A finishing off that tower. He missed the Battle Ram pull there. Very unfortunate for the opponent, but again, that is the go-to deck for Lciop. I'm confident that he would have either won that matchup or forced out a draw even, just because of how many times he's probably faced it on ladder, especially back in the day, pre-3 Musk nerf. Let's go into the next matchup, guys. Alright guys, I have one more for you, and it's a good one. It's against AU, as promised here. So the previous MVP caliber teammates, and I mean that literally because Lciop got last year's MVP for the finals, and AU, his previous teammate of Nova Esports at the top of your screen now for LGD, got the MVP of the league last year in CRL China. So 2 MVPs going head to head, and there it is. Royal Hogs are almost the forgotten win condition. It sounds like a video title. I wouldn't rule it out in the future. But Royal Hogs are actually seen quite a bit in CRL China and CRL Asia. Don't see them a lot yet in CRL West. We've seen them a couple times, but they're not quite as popular. It's interesting, they're not very popular on ladder either. However, they are pretty effective at tournament level standard, obviously where we're playing now. The card bans are minor here in Prince inside this matchup, and Lciop playing, well, you think you know the deck, but you don't. Wait till you see what his card instead of P.E.K.K.A is. Good deck scouting by the Nova Esports coaching staff here, because this is a great deck, and I think a lot of you guys might even have success with a deck like this. So a Flying Machine comes down. A surprise Flying Machine, always an annoying card to deal with here, but it helps with the bait factor, the bait elements of this deck. So Minions and a Snowball is going to do a good job mitigating most of the Royal Hog damage, and then surviving to distract that Flying Machine, holding it to no damage on the left tower. And we're about halfway through this match, and he still has not revealed the last 2 cards inside his deck. And here we go, yeah, about 15-20 seconds remaining here in double elixir time, splitting Rascals in the back and immediately attacking with a Bandit is Lciop, forcing that awkward E-Wiz out of AU's hand. So now, are we going to respond? We do with the Mega Knight. So that's right, it's a Mega Knight spam deck. Very interesting that he subbed in the Mega Knight for the P.E.K.K.A in this deck, of course, making this matchup more challenging against Beatdown, but you gotta figure, and there's the Mega Knight. That's why I wanted to show it to you guys. You don't often see Mega Knight v Mega Knight in CRL. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing it before this moment. That even includes last year, because Mega Knight's just not super popular in the meta, but that's why I wanted to show it with for you guys. A rare mistake there by Lciop, actually missed that bar barrel and caused the Flying Machine to get some incidental damage to that right tower. Meanwhile, we do have a Mega Knight and a Bandit and a Ram Rider push in the left. He has a Mega Knight of his own. Mega Knight goes down, but we have the minions at the ready as well. A Snowball comes down too, but our push is pretty much negated by some really smart defense there by AU. Now 14 seconds remaining on the clock here. Here comes a big Royal Hog push, but guess what? We have it in hand. There it is. Mega Knight just waiting until that 7 elixir again. That magic number 7 elixir is down, and Lciop goes ahead and pulls off a beautiful counter push there. And here it goes. 6 elixir now in hand, forcing an Ewiz out of AU. This is a battle of two titans of the game here, guys. Ewiz in the left lane, a slight damage advantage so far for Lciop, but not by much. Minions down on that Flying Machine. We don't get any hits. Meanwhile, with the Ewiz in the left lane, 20 seconds into sudden death overtime. Bat cycled in the back for AU. Meanwhile, Bandit cycled in the back here for Lciop. The Lciop says, no, thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and snowball those bats right out the gate. So here it comes. Opposite lane Mega Knight here for AU. A beautiful kite with the Ram Rider, bringing it into our Mega Knight. A bar barrel goes down. That's going to take care of that Ewiz. Meanwhile, beautiful defense here. That was a nice kite with that Ram Rider. Didn't have much to show for it there, but definitely caught AU a little bit off guard, I suspect. Flying Machine getting all kinds of value here. Now 1 minute almost into sudden death overtime. A big push. We have Mega Knight back in hand. We use him there. Perfect timing on that. Flying Machine does not get a connection there to the tower. And now can we get a Bandit charge on that E-Wiz? A nice predictive bar barrel. Doesn't work out though, but does get the Rascals down. Snowball plus the snare again for the win. That's how we started the video. That's how we're going to end the video, guys. Beautiful victory. And again, if you want to try out any of Lciop's decks, go ahead and check them out in the show notes below. Big shout out again, Nova this week celebrating their 3rd year anniversary, so a very appropriately timed video. Check out Lciop's Twitter information, his player stats and profile, links to statsrel.com. All of that in the show notes below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Thank you guys, and as always, take care, guys.